I don't know why this stupid thing keeps doing that crap. But I do not need this on lughnasa today. Not today. Can you hear me and everything? Because I had it on silent, so I had to, I hit the volume button to unsilence it. Okay. Before it actually went live, because I didn't want that issue again. You know, starting live and realizing, whoops, that I had silenced it. So, but anyway, hopefully you was able to at least see that, you know, I've got the startings of, you know, the dragon altar. Not much there right now. Don't know what all I'm going to end up putting on it. But the main altar looks, you know, really nice. And I've hopefully found another place I can, you know, leave my coffin shelves up, you know, so not have to worry about the cats, you know, knocking them over and stuff like that. Trying to turn this thing at a slightly different angle because that frickin' sun blaring through there, it whitewashes stuff so you can't see very good. Got some new pieces in the fish tank. Said, "No, baby, I hope you got enough to eat because you were down on the bottom when I was putting food in there this morning when I was up at 6. There's a couple of pieces of actual coral that Naomi had gotten me one year from New York, and it was painted coral. You know, somebody had literally painted one of the pieces like a real pretty light pink and one of the pieces like a real pretty light purple. Not to mention a pink and purple plastic plant I got recently and put in there as well. So we've got enough tank decorations now. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them in there, and that's plenty, you know, because you don't want to overdo it, you know, with a 10-gallon. Anyway, the froggies seem okay. I hope they got enough of their pellets before the piggy sisters ate them all. And Pops, you know, said that the filter so far is looking okay. It doesn't seem to need it. You can tell. I mean, when he pulled it out, the back one, because it's got 2 filters. When he pulled out the back one, it looked to me, it looked like it could use cleaned right then and there. But because you know you've got so many fish in there and everything, you need more. But yeah, as I go along, and because back to the dragon altar, because the altar is so small, I'm going to have to be real super careful about, you know, not putting too much stuff on there. Dry skin on my left arm, giving me, just when I feel it on there, you know, kind of gently scrape some of it off with my nails. Because I don't like how it makes my skin feel because of all the dry skin on there. And throughout the day, I'm going to have to, you know, when I'm home, because I mean, it shouldn't take, hopefully it won't take much time at all once we get over there and get the yard sale form turned in. Hopefully it won't take no time at all for, you know, to be able to walk in there and get it to the right place, you know, get it to the right person and say, now, you know, we'd like to have the yard sale on the 4th and 5th. You know, am I turning it in enough time, or am I going to have to wait until, you know, change the date to a different date now because, you know, they want you to have the date. They don't bother telling you that, oh, once you get the form filled out, you might want to get it in here right away, because if you don't, you know, then you might not be able to start your yard sale when you want to do it. But then as far as the dry skin on my arm, I can only do it so much, and then I have to stop because, you know, my skin will start hurting because I'm scratching it too much. I found some vessels that I had been looking for a while. And I'm glad that I found them, that they were at least up here. And found them all together in this one pink fuzzy pouch that I have. It's fake fur. But I have a package coming today is what I have to kind of look out for too throughout the day. That's what I was saying, throughout the day I got to watch for it when I'm home. But it says, it'll be delivered by 9 p.m. today. So, I mean, it could come any time between now and 9 p.m. today, our time. So just have to see, how long it ends up taking and hope that it gets here during the time when we're home because, they're usually pretty good about, and I mean, I've only been able to tell, I think, I know one driver for certain. And, let them know that, like, if the package is small enough, okay, and we're not here, we're not responding to them or, because usually, what I do, I look out the window, I see the truck, I immediately run my butt down the steps as fast as I can go to let them know, open the door. Yeah, you got a package. Who's it for? And, and they 9 times out of 10, apartment H, or I'll say, do you have a package for apartment H? And they'll be like, yeah. I'll be like, yeah, that's me. And they'll hand it right to me. Or they know to, and this is where the grill comes in handy out there. They know to put the package up against the wall where the grill is. Put it down on the ground, but put it up against where the grill is. Try to hide it, kind of conceal it as much as they can. So that way, it's not such a thing to worry about because then, you don't have to worry about hopefully somebody coming up and walking off with your damn package. But when like FedEx, if it's FedEx and they're bringing something, we really don't like how they do stuff. Those jerks will literally drop the package off at the front door and just leave the front of the building, which means anybody could be walking by, look over, see a package, look about, make sure nobody's and then walk up and walk off with it. I mean, that's what happened when Chris got his $800 camera outfit. The jerks put it out in the front of the building on the little porch there. Anybody could have walked off with it, and there goes $800 down the road. I mean, we don't like FedEx. We don't like the way they do stuff because it's very unprofessional. It's very discourteous, inconsiderate. They're always, making excuses and, well, we can't access the building and blah, blah, this and blah, blah, that. And it's like, how many times do we have to tell you, bring it to the back door, asshole? That way we will see you're out there through the window. Then we know to go downstairs and get our damn package. No. They leave it on the front porch and drive away. That's what I was telling her. So yeah, we don't like FedEx, because that's just.
No, that was just a comment about being FedEx. They're one of the worst delivery services.
Yeah. And there was like this funny joke that somebody made up. I forget who it was. It's been a while back. That said, "Oh, didn't you hear? FedEx and UPS are thinking about joining up, and then they would become known as Fed Up. Get it? Fed Up? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hilarious, right? That's so funny. I forgot to laugh. But we are fed up. UPS, if it's our regular driver, he knows us. He knows us very well. He knows to bring it to the back door because a UPS truck is not tiny. It's big. It's brown. I don't care if you're colorblind. You can't miss that pulling up in the back of your building. Okay? So get your ass downstairs and see who the damn package is for. Even if it's not for you, it's for somebody else in the building. Me, I put it in front of whoever's door it's for. And that's that. I'm done with it. If it's mine, thank you. Have a good day. I mean, our driver knows us. I mean, this goes all the way back to when I was selling Avon. Did you know I sold Avon? I've done it several times. I finally gave up because I'm just not the salesperson. I'm not the I call it the pushy salesperson, because that's what Avon expects you to do. You know, they want you to get out there, and they basically want you to cram their products down people's throats, because that's the best way to get sales. And then you can move up in the world and, move up the ranks, and all this crap. And it's like, okay, I thought the whole idea was to get customers, not chase them away, because you're cramming yourself down their throats, because you got to bug them, and then you're taking all this time, you're putting all this effort and energy, you're spending all this money, you're investing all this money. You get all these lovely little booklets, you carry them around to these neighborhoods, you put them on people's doors, and you're lucky if you get 3 customers. Because little do you know, there could be another Avon rep that they know from somewhere else. And because they know that Avon rep, they don't want to go through another Avon rep. So I thought, you know what, maybe I would do better with Avon if I did a different position, not sales. See if there's other positions you could do. Or if it's like their rule of thumb is you have to be a salesperson first and then work your way up in the ranks. Well, forget all you jerks then, because I'm never selling Avon again if that's the way things have got to be. Because in my opinion, if you're not good in sales, then they should give you other options, of things, that maybe you would be better at, where you can actually, what's the word? Make money? Yeah. Oh, man, this freaking... I might have a bad sciatic nerve. I don't know, because of where the pain seems to be concentrated in my right hip and even in the back, on the cheek, like some of the area back there, it's hurting. And I don't know that I was doing something that was so strenuous, yesterday that would cause this pain. Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. So I finally, after, I don't know, I think I've lost track several times. Let's just say that. Probably more than 3. I don't even know. I have done Avon and just decided it's not worth the headache. Stomach acid. My stomach's been giving me issues since just yesterday. I took antacids. We don't have any Gas X or anything like that, that maybe would be better. Maybe it would help finally release it, and my stomach would stop feeling like, some of the time it feels like I'm going to throw up. And I hate when gas gets trapped in the body, because it's so annoying and uncomfortable, and sometimes it can literally make you sick to your stomach. And I definitely don't need to be dry heaving first thing in the morning or first thing in the day. And I know part of the problem is I need to get more food in me. So let me take you in here with me. I'm gonna at least make me a ramen packet. Ow, or something quick and easy, Maybe my stomach will settle down. So Was I able to get the angle of the camera right so you could see the main altar and the dragon altar before the damn thing froze? And so you could see how nice they look. Make me a ramen. You're okay. I'm just.
Do you have a minute? Let me finish this real quick, and I'll get out of your way.
You're not in my way. I just try to learn to, work around.
This kitchen, if there's more than one person, hell, if there's a person and a cat, they're in each other's way.
I don't know. Did you do this or
What?
the beef down here? Or did the cats fucking shred it open?
No, I've been in it.
Oh, okay, because it's just the way it was. It looked like the cats had shredded it with their claws. It just looked funny to me. I'm like, what the hell? Since when do cats like ramens? First time I've heard of it.
Boo likes when you water it down, when you just put water in that after you've made it.
He loves it. That's why I try not to put soap in it, because I know he likes to drink it.
He likes that. He's the only one.
So you can see a little better. Because the thing about, ramens, I love this little ramen bowl right here because it's made for these. Because I already had a bowl of cereal this morning before I went and laid back down and got some more sleep. So I was able to, take my morning pills and everything. But I'll tell you, if I didn't know any better, I'd say part of why my stomach is feeling so Oh, you didn't get to see? Okay, I'll show them to you again here in a little bit. I know. I'll take my phone. Much easier. I'll take my phone. I'll take a picture of the main altar and a picture of the dragon altar and just send it to you through Signal. So you should be able to see it that way fine. Because, for some people, it might be a trivial thing. They're like, they don't think nothing of it. But for me, when I achieve a major, for me, it's a major accomplishment, because, and you'll see, when I let my altar go the way I did before I cleaned it, do not pop this damn thing sometimes. If you hear me or suddenly startle or yelp or something like that, and you hear this loud pop, it's because the fucking roaches sometimes get in here, and I don't know what the hell they touch or what area they are in the damn thing when you start it up. It fries them. So as soon as they hit it, it fries them. But also, it makes a loud pop noise, and it just scares the crap out of you. And I get so mad when this stupid thing does this. Oh, really? Oh, good. So you did one for Bast. Cool. I bet she loves that. But yeah, I'll just, I've been trying to take you with me more, aside from, dang, man, that freaking blaring light. Jeez. Freaking drives me crazy. I hate being whitewashed because of the damn light. I don't think we have anything big enough to block it, babe. I really don't. How is that going to help? And everything falls down. He's trying to find a way to kind of dim the sunlight so much. And I send You, the road I've made a best at ultra ritual oil. Oh, thank you. Oh, I love that. I love that.
Oh, terrific. The line's broke.
Oh, is it? Oh, crap. Well, it was a nice thought, you know. Thanks for trying. I think there's a piece of cardboard over there. I don't know if it's big enough. I'll get it here in a minute and try to put it up against the window, see if that helps. Because, you know, I mean, I want the cats to be able to, you know, look out the window and stuff. Because I know they like to look out their window. Let me see if this piece of cardboard's going to be big enough. It's not very big, so you'd have to set it like a certain way. No. Let's see. Get this out of the way. There goes my food, so let me go get that. Be right back, Brooke. Be right back, Brooke. Gotta go to the loo. Hot. Ow. Mm. I don't know if that's helping at all or not. There's one more thing I can try. As far as the window. Setting it up here. At least you don't have all that glare, you know, from the window. Man, this thing's hot. For this meal, I thank you now. Ah! That's all I need is my freaking nose itching now. As it sustains me, please allow your blessings on these gifts and me. As I will, so mote it be. I usually have to blow on it several times because if I don't, I'll end up scalding my mouth or something. But I do. I mean, it was years ago. I was still pretty young. I was diagnosed with don't even remember what type, but it was some type of a stomach ulcer. And I remember my mom saying something about when it comes to stomach ulcers, you do have to keep a certain amount of food in your stomach or it can agitate it and stuff. But I couldn't help but wonder if part of the reason why this suddenly came about and why my stomach started giving me issues was because of what happened with Kalika, and it's my empathic, connection with her because of our closeness. And she threw up 3 times. I'm glad I didn't, but
She's fine now.
yeah, I know. But it just seemed to like come out of nowhere, because most of the time my stomach don't give me issues, but sometimes just randomly it will.
Couldn't be stressing the past few days, could it?
Yeah. And it could be stress, because stress can do all kinds of stuff. I remember the doctor telling me bland diet. And I remember thinking, what do you mean by bland?
No spices.
Be careful, like, I guess, salt, like salt intake and stuff like that. You don't want it, your foods being too salty. You don't want them being too heavily spiced, obviously, because that can definitely agitate it.
Unless you're like me.
Huh?
Said unless you're like me, cast iron stomach. Or at least it seems to be.
My favorite way to eat these.
Some things bother me now, so maybe it's not cast iron, maybe it's just stainless
It's easier
steel.
that way. It's less messy. I do the same with spaghetti. But as far as my stomach, like when it's giving me problems, I got to be careful about like even pressing on it the slightest little bit, because then that just makes it feel worse. You'll have to send me a picture on your phone or something sometime with showing your bast altar.
Send me a picture of my kitty cats, Pickle and her little one.
And Pops wants pictures of Pickles and Mango, of course.
My cats.
And then sometimes, you get noodles that just give you trouble. Oh, you think she's okay enough with the area that she's not going to wander off too far or anything? Because I know you were, concerned there for a while, about, I would be, especially when it's a new area. Okay. I don't think I've ever done this to any of our cats, because as you know, most of our cats are indoor cats. They're not indoor, outdoor. But they say if you put butter on their front paws, on the top of their front paws, they will always find their way home, or they will always come back home, or something like that. So I'm like, oh, that would be an interesting experiment, I guess, She pushed the kitchen window open to get out. To get out the mare. Oh, you mean to get out that way? She pushed the kitchen window open. There should be. I would think you could even ask Bast if there's like a certain kind of spell or something you could maybe do. Get a cat-shaped candle if you can, representing Pickles, and maybe even carve her name into it. Maybe like the date you found her, if you even remember when that was, and the year and everything, because that's like, it's not her birthday, but that's when you found her, so close enough. Anoint it with some type of oil, like maybe the Bastet oil that you made, and say, light it anytime she's outside, and pretty much let it burn. Either let it burn until she's back, or let it burn for like 5 minutes, and the whole time it's burning, just asking Bast and stuff, or feeling that she's fine. She won't stray too far from home. She hopefully won't get out and get herself pregnant again. And to hopefully like make sure that you don't have to worry about her like wandering off too far, and because there have been cats of mine that were lost, not dead, but they were out and about somewhere in the neighborhood, and we moved, And I cried and cried and cried. I don't even remember if anybody in my family, went out and tried to find him or not. But I was just young. I was still a kid, like in my teens and stuff, I think. I thought I'd never see my cat again. And one day, this was one of them in particular, but it has a kind of a sad ending. So I hope I don't start crying again over it, but because it's sad, because it's unknown. And I don't understand why, after all that I went through to bring my cat back to the new place, once we found him, I made the mistake of letting him outside, and he left again, and I never saw him again. That's what was sad about it, because I don't know what happened to him. I don't know if he went back down to the neighborhood that I found him in or what, but Mom was out one day, and she was in the area where we used to live. And she saw him. His name was Stinker. And I think I named him pretty well, because he was a little stinker, a little shit, disappearing at the worst possible time when we were moving, making me cry and breaking my heart, because I thought I was never going to see my cat again. Didn't know what his fate was. Didn't know if he was killed or anything. And Mom saw him. She was pretty sure it was him. She came back to the house and she told me. But that was back during the days when Mom was still catching buses places and walking around, and she don't do that anymore. But she told me where she found him, where she saw him. And it was on the same street. It was very close to the street that we used to live on. So I went to the area, the neighborhood, or the street that she said she saw him on. Sure enough, there he was. I saw him. I stopped. I said, "Stinker?" And I started crying. And he meowed at me, came right up to me, picked him up, carried him all the way back down to West Town Street, where we had moved to, from Hartford Street, which it was quite a walk, believe me. Put him down in the inside the house, but Stinker was used to being one of the indoor-outdoor cats, that we had back then, because we've had indoor-outdoor cats here and there. Back then, the neighborhoods were better, the areas were better, and you didn't have so much to worry about. You didn't have to worry about your cat being killed if you got out, and usually our cats were pretty good about, coming back home and staying in the area enough that you don't have to worry, where are they? Why haven't they come back yet, or whatever. Princess was my favorite, though. When Kalika was Princess, I would let her out at night? Sometimes during the day, when she wanted to go out, and this was the weirdest damn thing, because she was not a Maine Coon, not in the slightest, but she would literally, like a dog, she would go and she would scratch on the door, on the front door, meow, meow, and I knew, okay, she wanted to go out. I'd open the door, let her out. She'd go out and roundabout and do whatever she wanted to do. Hey, she would come back, and when she wanted back in, she would scratch on the door to get back in, and she would meow, meow, meow until I opened the door, and then she'd walk right in. She is literally, as far as I can remember, she's one of the few cats that I remember having that actually did that. So I was confident that I could let her out, and she would always come back until the one day she didn't, and we know what happened there. So I get Stinker all the way back there, put him down in the house, first time he wants to go out. And I believe I, talked to him or something before I let him out. And I was overconfident once again that he would know, okay, this is home now, and he would stay. He left, never saw him again. So I was heartbroken twice over that cat. And when he disappeared that time, I was like, well, obviously, he don't want me anymore. So I just left it alone, but it broke my heart because, the fact that one of my cats abandoned me after all I went through, the anguish, the upset, the heartbreak, found him, brought him into the new home, thought everything was okay, was extremely happy, let him out, he disappeared, never saw him again. But point being, yeah. And it threw me because I didn't understand why he would leave me again when all I was trying to do was bring him home where I thought he wanted to be, where I was. So as far as like indoor, outdoor cats, you do have to be very careful. And that's why I'm glad that we only have one. And so far, fast, willing, Bella will continue, when daddy lets him out and stuff for a while. And then he goes down to get him. He'll whistle for him a couple times. And then usually he'll come running from wherever he's at. But if he's not quite ready to come in yet, he won't. Or he might be too far away and, don't hear dad whistle. So dad will wait for a while and then he'll go back out and he'll try again. And usually, most of the time after, second time around or whatever, Bella comes back, But it's still, I always ask a lot of times, especially if I'm the one letting him out, Bast, go with you. Stay close to home. Stay safe. And I always try to do that before I open that door and let him out. And we've had so many cats throughout my life. I don't even remember how many of them we had that were indoor outdoor cats that it was the same thing, that we could confidently let them out because they always came back. They always stayed close to home. No harm ever came to them, so we didn't worry. That was a different time. That was a different era. It ain't that way now. Too many crazies about. I'll get those pictures of the altar and stuff to you in a little bit. Now that I've got it looking nice like that again, I need to keep it that way. Not let it, get dusty and stuff again. So one thing about the ramen packet, the ramen noodles, is the juice. the liquid, getting it all over you, especially all over your face when you're trying not to. Can't help it. Hey, Bella. Did you decide to come out here and be with Mommy and Daddy a little bit? He's sitting there beside the coffee table. Closest to Dad, of course. Cleaning himself right now. Wanted to look out back and make sure there wasn't a truck out there yet. Because it'll be Amazon bringing the package today, and they should, put the two items in just the same package, I would imagine. They might put them in two separate, I don't know. Another thing that scared me this morning, too, when I was up. Uh-oh. Here comes Bella. Come on. You want some of this? It's broth. It's salty. That's all Mommy's got, baby. That's all Mommy's got. No, he don't want that. Okay. Maybe some roaches will climb in there and try to get a drink or whatever and fall in and drown. Let me go get the pictures and everything so I don't forget. And I gotta bring up Signal so I know that so they get to you. Okay, it's still on. Okay, good. Oh. I have a flash on or something. I see nothing dark. There we go. That's better. Okay, the first one I sent you was the Dragon Altar. The other two, the second one's probably the better of the two. because the first one, it didn't have the flash on. So it was dark. So I did it again, and this time put the flash on. So I hope you'll be able to see it okay. And the second one is, so you got two of the main altar, and then the first one was the dragon altar, all that's on there right now. I don't know if you can like zoom in on it or anything, but hopefully you can, so you can see it okay. Because I don't want to take the chance of going over there with the computer again, turning it around so you can see it, probably even better that way. And then the damn thing freezes up again. And then I don't want to go through all that again. Okay, hopefully. Hopefully my stomach will kind of settle down now that I've put some more food in it. What, Bella? No, baby. I don't think Daddy wants you to go back out. You've already had your outside time. I don't think he wants you to go back out. I found my seahorse vessel, which I was very relieved to find because it's another one of the vessels I have that's glass. So when it comes to, like proper storage, I really worry, about it getting broke. And I still have yet to run across my second Imataju, which is my Arbor Giant. Vessel. It was a money tree. It was a little tiny, it's about yay big. Right now, give me a minute. I'm trying to get some beads off the bottom of my foot. Was that one? I think so. Yep, that was one. Thanks. Now I just need to keep them that way. I need to, step up my own responsibility and not, let them get messy again. Keep them cleaned off more often, and maybe even go so far as to get a feather duster or something, so I can kind of, if they start getting dusty looking, take a feather duster to them and just, do some like surface dusting. But here later, I will probably end up sending you another picture of the altar because I'm going to put the sugar skull on it. And it's going to be at the back of the altar with the other two skulls that are the skull burners that I got from you. And the sugar skull is going to go between them. And then the candle that I have sitting between the skulls right now, I'm going to probably move it forward or something, because the sugar skull takes up a lot of room. I mean, this thing it's got some weight to it. It's ceramic after all. And I don't have to worry about the cats knocking it off, knocking it off the altar and possibly breaking it. It's pretty bad when you have to tape your own altar stuff on the altar to minimize the possibilities of your cat knocking them in the floor and breaking stuff. Because I hate it when the cats get on the altar. I hate it because it's one thing if your cat is on there because your cat is a familiar. So your cat knows the magical rule of if you're going to be on the altar, you are to sit and just, be present, but don't be, laying down, stretching out, stuff like that, and then just knocking stuff everywhere. Because then you're going to disrupt the energy. You're going to make me angry, and I don't want that kind of stuff going on when I've got, circle cast, and I'm in the middle of doing a sacred ritual. I don't want angry energy flying about from yelling at them. So some witches, they set their altars up in such a way that their cats are able to be there. Now, if you had like an outdoor altar and you had it set up in such a way that you had very few items on there, or your cat was well behaved enough that they know they can be up there, but they have to be still because otherwise it can disrupt everything. Here in a little bit, I'll probably, after I clean them, because they're getting dirty already because I've already burnt so much incense in it. One of my incense burners, it's the square glass one that I use a lot. Take it in the kitchen, clean off the stones. Maybe just put the sink stopper in the sink and fill it up with, it doesn't even have to be hot water or anything like that at all. It can just be warm water, cool water, whatever, and just enough to cover all of the stones in it. So I can just pick up each one, kind of, wipe it off and rinse out the glass and, keep it nice and clean. Because especially after I didn't really get after her, I certainly wasn't trying to do it like a mom scolding her child or anything. But when Maria had her bedroom, which is supposed to be the sacred temple, she had it such a clusterfuck. It was disrespectful to be treating a place that's supposed to be a sacred temple as a clusterfuck and just had shit laying everywhere. And I was gentle about it, but I let her know, cleaning the altars off, that's great. They love you for that. They appreciate your commitment of doing that. But that's just one step. You also have to keep the room that the altar is in clean as well, meaning no clutter, no useless stuff laying around that has no reason to be laying around other than you drug it out of the closet for some reason and you just haven't bothered putting it back. I'm trying very hard to keep the energy positive in here, so I need to rely on you to keep stuff clean in here so that we're not bringing the very type of energy around that we're trying to keep out. And then, ow. Pain in the same area again, my right hip and stuff. I'm just sitting here and it's hurting. I'm not doing anything. And then when I started cleaning mine, finally, I don't even know how many times I profusely kept apologizing to him. I said, I'm so sorry to all the spirits, all the gods, all the goddesses. I'm so sorry, guys, that I let it get this bad. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry because I genuinely am. I should know better. I should not let things get this bad. But it seems like every time I turn around, no matter how hard I try to keep the front of my altar in the living room here uncluttered, stuff always ends up getting cluttered over there, clustered over there, and I hate it. And that's what I mean by, not having any room to work, not having any room for anything, like I should be able to. And I try and I try, and I'll probably keep trying to clean it to the best of my ability and keep it that way. And as soon as it starts getting cluttered, go, oh no, not this again. Go over there, see what's there, and find somewhere else to put it. So it keeps that clutter down, because the clutter and everything, that will draw in negative energy. Because they're like, oh, look, yeah, that's such a sacred altar, all right. But she's let it go for how long? I mean, look, there's stuff sitting over there that has dust on it, and it's like, no, I'm better than this. I should not ever let my altar get this bad. So I made up for it, like I did. And I need to get on myself about being more determined and committed to keeping it clean like it should be. I got the little patch of altar cloth that has sugar skulls on it, oddly enough, which, yeah, I may just fold it into a small square big enough to set the sugar skull on. Seems fitting, right? But I don't want to have to move a bunch of other stuff, just to stretch it out on the altar like I had it. Because first I had to clean off the little dragon altar. A lot of that stuff, whatever I could throw away, I threw away, especially if it was like, empty boxes and stuff like that there just really was no reason to keep. Get rid of it. That's why I have a trash bag over there, and that's why I haven't sealed the trash bag and thrown it away yet, because I knew at some point I was going to be over there cleaning out more stuff, getting rid of more trash, getting rid of more junk, So I didn't see the point in wasting a trash bag by getting, throwing it out as soon as I had just like, maybe a handful of stuff in it. No. Trash bags cost money we don't have right now. So, and I'm definitely, when I do the ceremonies and rituals and everything today or this evening, whatever it turns out to be, I'm definitely going to, I think I'm going to bring Bast back out here and put her on the altar in front of Diana or near Diana or something. Because I don't know if you've noticed, but the side that Diana is on, I'm not too worried right now about doing the lineup or doing the setup the way it shows it in the Wicca book that I have, that all the goddess stuff is on this side, all the god stuff is on the other side, and then right down the middle, there's certain things, because that setup is just meant to be a guideline for people, especially when they're just starting out. And I'm not a beginner anymore. So, it's like, what? Just set it up the way you want to set it up. You know what the items mean. You don't have to set them up that way because the book shows you that's just one way you can do it. So I'm not worried so much, but I do try to keep, I try to even it out. I try to balance it out, like if I have, a decent amount of female stuff on this side and a decent amount of male stuff on that side. Okay, let's mix it up a bit. It's okay to put some female stuff on the male side and vice versa. Balance out the energy. Put whatever you want in the center. Just try not to put a bunch of unnecessary stuff on there. Now, to me, okay, there's an upside to the coffin shelves. I think they look really good there. They're out of the way. I actually put a piece of tape on the bottom of each one before I set, to set them up, and hopefully it'll keep the cats from knocking them down and, everything. And I'm trying to set the stuff up on the altar, in such a way that it deters them from wanting to jump up there, because they have nowhere to step. They have to have a certain amount of clearance. I talked about that recently, before they'll jump up on something. and not worry about, like the ritualistic stuff, not worry so much about like having candles and incense and everything like that on the altar, unless I'm actually getting ready to do a ritual. Then I can maybe bring out some other additional items that I feel the pull, I feel like should be there, to do the ritual. Um, because of the tradition, the traditionalist in me of, yeah, there's certain things that I want to be there, but then there's things that I'm not going to be hard pressed if they're not there. I'm not going to be like, oh my God, I can't do this without my crystal ball. I just can't. No, I don't do that. But on the other side, coffin shelves, I don't know if that's a typical thing that which is put on their altars. I mean, I've never seen any, but hey, okay, whatever, Um, but Princess Diana, I have her sitting there in such a way that she's back up against the wall. She's got the support of the wall behind her, because as you can see, it's a tall statue. She is ceramic. Yeah, exactly. If it feels right to you, as long as you know what it represents, it don't matter how you set up your altar. I mean, I've seen some absolutely beautiful altars, and I'm like, wow, that's a new setup. I've never seen anything like that. I kind of like it. The god and goddess love it when you do your own thing, because that shows them how serious you are about your craft, how serious and committed you are to them, to yourself, to your journey, to the learning, because they're like, oh, wow, that is so beautiful, Janet. You did a really good job, or Brooke, oh, honey, that is great. We love it. They love it when you do your own thing. I don't like when there's people around that, oh, no. You got to have it here and you got to have that. No, I don't. I'm sorry. Are you the goddess? Are you telling me that I have to have things a certain way because you say so? Because that's not the goddess I know. She wouldn't say that. She wouldn't do that. This is my altar. This is my setup. If you want things set up a certain way, go home and do your own. Leave mine alone. Okay? You have no right to tell me what to put on my altar, what not to put on my altar, unless you want me to come over and tell you how to put yours. And then you ain't going to like that very much, because it'll be like, oh, no, you can't have that here. Oh, no, this has got to go. This has got to move. See how you like it. I don't like people like that. I'd be like, you don't do that here. Don't disrespect me in my own home, in my own sacred space. No, I don't think so. And I've met some people like that. Those kind of people I will not have in my coven, whenever, if ever, I have one. And Brian, he's I won't say his last name, but he's the head of a coven, that I really admired. I really like a lot. Liked. I mean, I still try to like them, but none of them really make any effort to reach out to me. Not that I've noticed. None of them ever really try to call or text once in a while to say, hey, Janet, how you doing? Thought about you. Haven't seen you in a while. What's up? I don't get that from none of them, but they do it to each other. They have let me come to rituals and stuff in the past. And I know, I guess I'm always welcome to come to one of those. Just let them know that I'm coming if I can, so they know that there's, okay, one more person and they're plus two. They're bringing two with them. But I just don't, I just feel like I don't fit in there. I'm not good enough. That irregardless of the fact that I've been doing my stuff for 32 years means nothing to them, because of the complicated, drawn out, dramatic, if you will, incantations they know, in the languages they know, because I don't know them. I'm beneath them. Why would I want to hang out with somebody like that? I used to think very highly of these people, and I'm not saying that they're bad necessarily, but whenever I see posts and stuff from them or what, I just ignore them. I don't, because it's not talking directly to me. But when I'm there, I just feel like I don't belong, and I'm like, what the hell did I do? And they don't have to speak a single word to me. I just feel like I don't belong here. Why am I here? And it's I mean, it's really hard to find a decent group of witches to be able to hang out with, and sometimes it's nice to have a little group of, 3 or 4, 6, 12, whatever, to do some of the major rituals with, like Samhain, Halloween, and Yule, and, stuff like that. The last ritual I attended with them, it was me, Maria, and Christy, and it was Halloween. It was a nice ceremony. They had a high priestess and a high priest that normally wouldn't be the presenters but they did good. They did really good. And I know Kelly and James pretty good. And of course, James being a Capricorn, I was like, yay, Capricorn, way to go. And then Kelly, I think she's a Taurus. So, I always have a decent connection there anyway. And Brian, this is what gets me. He's also a Capricorn. I mean, I don't get it. We should be like best buds, whatever. He got really angry, or agitated or something with me because I brought 2 extra people and I didn't tell him. And I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, but I thought that in my head, I'm thinking, Brian, are you saying you don't trust me? You don't have enough faith in me? You just automatically think I'm going to bring 2 people that's going to disrupt your precious little gathering? You see what I mean? It's like, it's his attitude. Okay. Now, once he gauged the situation, and I did apologize. I said, I'm sorry, Brian. I didn't think it was going to be an issue. I thought it would be okay. Maria and Christy they're not going to be disruptors. They were just happy to be able to be there and be witness to a nice ceremony like that. And, Brian and his partner, his husband, they always have a nice house and stuff, in a nice, decent little neighborhood or whatever. And, I thought that they would enjoy the experience. And I was like, okay, I guess I was in the wrong. I should have gave him some kind of heads up and said, hey, is it okay if I bring 2 friends of mine? They both live in my building. I've known them, decent long time, and they're good people. They're not going to cause a problem. Later, he apologized. He did apologize. He said, I'm sorry, guys. He said, it's just that, we've had some bad luck with people before. And, he went on the defensive. And so he overreacted. But it's hard to describe. You would have had to have been there, but you probably would have felt it too. It's like, it kind of makes me feel like they're putting on a front that they really like me and they don't mind me being there, but they really don't want me there. And I'm like, why? What the hell did I do that was so wrong that you're judging me now? And the reason why I like coming to these is because I thought you guys were okay. I thought you liked me being I thought you didn't mind, But I mean, I tried to get into this coven, a couple years ago. They did the magical interview with me, but that's as far as it went. They never called me back they never offered an initiation or anything. And they said, usually the way they try to do things, because I was looking for entrance into their coven, for the experience and to learn and grow along with everybody else. And I did that because of Michael was the one that actually met Brian first when Brian and his partner were going in there for a while and they were teaching Wicca classes. And Michael loved it, I'm sure he attended as many of them as he could. But then when they found out that Brian and his partner were a couple, they started getting razzed, I guess, by people, which I think was wrong. And they stopped going, so I don't blame them there. I mean, now his partner seems he's one of the few that I don't feel judged by. I feel like he's okay with me. But I don't know. It's just weird. It just seems like so after the Samhain ritual, I just said, you know what? I'm just not going to go anymore. I'm just not going to go. I'm experienced enough. I've been doing this long enough. I'll just start my own coven. It's not worth all the hoopty-ha that you have to go with because some covens are just so strict. It's not. And I mean, if it's not that way at all, then I would be the first to apologize to all of them Say, look, guys, I'm sorry I felt that way, but can you understand why I felt that way? And can we please just move on? And if that happens, and they're like, oh, Janet, we're sorry. We didn't even know that you felt that. We didn't know you felt that way. We didn't mean to make you feel that way. Let's try to do better, from now on. Cause I was really hurt that I was hopeful when they did the magical interview. Thought I did good with it. And the thing is I don't know that all of them do, but a lot of them smoke pagan mix, just like me. And I thought that was a blessing in itself, especially, Brian and his partner. And, oh, good. They haven't come yet, but I'm sure they will. Sometimes it takes a minute. So I was hopeful that they were going to let me in. They were going to initiate me and everything. And they said usually they wait for a year and a day. So you're talking 366 days, long time, before they will, if they are considering somebody, before they will, okay, it's been a year and a day. Janet's been with us all this time. She's been doing really well. She's more than proven herself. But see, here's the thing. I shouldn't have to. It's like you guys are either willing to take a chance on me or you're not. But don't judge me before you even give me that chance, because you have no right any more than I would have a right to prejudge you if you came to my covenant suddenly wanted to sign up. Would you want to be treated the way you guys treated me and the way you made me feel? I don't think so. So I don't know that I will ever even feel comfortable enough to reach out to any of them and say, hey, can we talk? I have some things that I need to get off my chest that's been hurting me for a long time. And I mean, I've known Brian now probably going on 4 years or so. I don't know. It's been a while, and it's like, I don't get it. I just don't get it. So I go through all that. I do their little magical interview shit. Tell them why I wanted to join, tell them, what my goals and everything were. It's like, well, for one, it's nice to have a local family, meaning a witch family, different people live different. They have their own homes, their own lives and all, their own partners or whatever. But a witch family. I wanted a witch family that I could feel comfortable with, that I could celebrate with, that I could do ceremonies with, because I'm a very social person. I'm a very social creature. And I thrive on sociality. I never said anything that I'm aware or did anything that I'm aware would give them cause for alarm. But yet they've let all these other people in. Psh, no problem. And I'm talking people that have spent time in prison. Have I spent time in prison? Only the once. And it was for a stupid reason, because I didn't do my community service. I didn't kill anybody. But yet they let all these other people in. They give them their magical interview, and within a year and a day, by golly, they're in the coven. Why not me? Why wasn't I good enough? Okay, why did you guys just, oh, I'm sorry, we forgot. We got too busy. I'm not buying it, because you've had how many people that you've let join since then? And let's go back even further. How long ago has it been since you did my magical interview? Oh, yeah, you guys were living on this street. That's how long ago it's been, Brian. Do you see where I'm coming from here? Okay? Yeah, exactly. So I think I don't even know. I think it was Jay. At one point, I remember talking to Jay about it, because I wasn't even sure who it would be safe to talk to about how hurt I was to go through everything that I did, to go through the magical interview. That I feel like it was wrong for them to get my hopes up the way they did, to make me feel like I was already accepted, and then just conveniently stop and just not even offer, okay, we've thought about it, blah, 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 you're in, what kind of initiation would you like, because with some covens, they'll let you make up your own initiation. And with others, they might have like a traditional one or something they like to do.
Yeah, our coven did.
Did your coven have a traditional one you had to do? Or you make up your own?
Traditional, but not from any trad.
Trad meaning?
Okay. There are Wiccans that I consider more ceremonial.
Mm-hmm.
Usually they are part of a tradition or trad.
Okay, trad, tradition, gotcha.
Ours wasn't that. Ours was an open, we called it full light coven to signify our openness. Anyone whose beliefs were in line with Wicca, but not necessarily Wiccan themselves, were welcome. And we did public rituals so people could see this is what we're about.
Yeah, and it's not bad like a lot of them seem to think.
But yeah, we did have one where new initiates were sent out someplace while the ritual was, while they were getting things ready for the actual initiation.
Is that when you brought the whole quarry back?
Yep. It was during the initiation that I did, because the initiate was sent off to someplace, usually, well, Robert was sent to the Amy's ex. Was sent to the gazebo, little park with the gazebo there.
Aw.
With the message to meditate, and he would get a message for his initiation. And during the part of the initiation he was supposed to impart that message. Unless it turned out the message was supposed to be strictly for him. But, and like mine was, I got sent to this little field with a small quarry that a local company had used for part of their property.
I love this story.
And told there would be something there from the god and goddess for me to bring it back.
He did all right.
I did when it came my time to impart what was there for me to bring back to the group, was basically a guided meditation visualization of my walk around the quarry, along with my feelings as I walked around and what I saw.
Yeah, so long and short of it being, and this is why I absolutely love this story, is he brought back the whole damn quarry with him. So
along with the feelings.
Along with the feelings thoughts. And the thoughts. So everybody was like, whoa, okay.
That was the second time I surprised the hell out of them.
Yeah. So
have to understand, when I got involved with this coven, I was going through training for an internship for computer programming. I had to wear business suits. And there wasn't enough time to go home before heading down to the store too. Or down to the store and our coven meeting place, which was the back room of the store. So I was usually dressed in a suit. On the weekends, I had more casual business wear. But still, casual business wear, not
right.
True casual wear. Well, me and a few members went to another local group's, might as well call it a holiday camp, where we do a bunch of different groups get together to do a ritual at a local campground. And there was only one other person who went skyclad besides me. And I kind of surprised the living shit out of them too, because none of them thought I was anywhere near that open because of always wearing the suits and stuff.
Wrong story. I don't really care for that one. But I thought he was going to talk about the one where, like a lot of times he'd be wearing a suit and he would be brandishing this huge ass fucking pentacle around his neck, plain as day, wearing a suit and walking down the street.
When I was actually
That's a story I thought he was talking about.
The pinnacle was inside.
Yeah. But when you were off work,
it was a brass pinnacle about this big around. And it had a wolf etched in it.
Yeah, so it was big. The size of a damn saucer, you might as well say. I never saw it, but, yeah, the whole skyclad thing. I'm sorry. No, that's just, that's not me. But, I'm not saying either that it's bad to be that open. As long as, you're okay with that, whatever. But, wearing a big pinnacle like that, holy shit. Oh, boy, I bet nobody bothered him. They're like, whoa, dude, I'm going to go across the street. I don't want to go nowhere near that guy. He scares me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he probably got some interesting reactions, I'm sure. Kind of like people going, I'm going to just see how fast I can walk down the street here. So anyway, so I don't. Hi, baby.
But
sorry, he's not done.
Yeah, I've never been one much for covens as organized as Brian's.
Mm-hmm.
Or anything like that. I loved Full Light Coven because it was a bit disorganized.
But,
it fit my personality that, we weren't perfect. We knew it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And, well, like me personally, there's a point in your average ritual where you go around. Technically, it's kind of a welcoming each person there and letting them know God and Goddess or whatever is there with them. What the high priest and high priestess do. I'm going to have to write up our whole ritual. Because what we had was an outline that was changed. But, the different parts, like the calling the quarters was the same every time. The calling Lord and Lady was pretty much the same with minor adjustments for the particular season or ritual. Mm-hmm. And then the ritual itself was focused on the season or the holiday. But like the greeting parties, kind of it's kind of the beginning of the cakes and ale thing.
Right.
It's a relaxed atmosphere where everyone just relaxes and nice energy that's been raised and so forth.
Just have kind of like a little social thing
before actually closing
or
things
something.
out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The simple feast, basically.
But I would always adjust to each member's beliefs as I went around when I was taking on the high priest. Mm-hmm. That was the thing of our coven. We didn't have a high priest and high priestess per se. We had high priest, high priestess representative.
Yeah, so different people got to do it. No? Okay.
Listen, the representative was what others would call their high priest and high priestess.
Okay.
But each ritual was led by someone else who was a full member.
Okay.
They did make an exception for one of my rituals because we didn't really have anyone else available for that particular ritual to do the goddess.
Okay.
Or the high priestess side. So my initiate at that time did the high priestess. Mm-hmm. But that was an exception. But anyone who was a full member was also trained as a high priest and a high priestess. That was part of the training. Part to becoming an initiate. Initiates didn't have a specific time frame. Mm-hmm. we went by what we felt their knowledge level was and their abilities.
Right.
So like me, it took only about 3 months of me being in initiate before I became full member. Robert was 4 months. He was only a month more than me.
Yeah, I mean, to me, you know, that makes more sense because you got a lot of different people coming from a lot of different backgrounds. You know, some of them maybe even had bad experiences before, so they're not sure what they're walking into, you know? And so you have to make some exceptions sometimes. That doesn't mean that maybe later cold gels, apparently the god and goddess love it when I'm talking the real truth, you know, which I have no reason to lie. And this is what infuriates me so much about this coven doing me the way they did. But it's almost like, you know, they make you feel like you have to be a certain level before they'll even consider you. Or something, I don't know.
That's funny. Do you remember his comment about me during your magical interview?
No. No, I don't. Was it bad? I don't remember.
It was like, I really want to talk to him.
About?
Well, he said, you know, you all this energy and stuff, and he goes, and him, he's so grounded he almost isn't there.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's such a shame because, you know, I mean, they seemed like, they call it a magical vetting, vetting, which I've never heard that terminology before, but it's basically their idea of a magical interview, you know.
Yeah, vetting.
And
they're checking you out. That's what vetting means.
And
checking if they match what you're looking for.
It was on a Tuesday. I can tell you that because, and I did not intend this at all. Okay. I really didn't. But I had crocheted this dress. I'll show it to you sometime because it's probably buried in the bedroom. I'll have to dig it out whenever I tackle the bedroom freaking clothes mountain again. I crocheted this dress. I can actually show you what the yarn looked like here in a little bit because I made a pair of leg warmers that I should probably actually wear with the dress because it's the same exact kind of yarn, same color and everything. It's kind of a red and yellow combination, kind of mixed in, what they call variegated. So it's more than one color. It's not one solid color. It's two or more blended together. So it was red and yellow. I had some kind of a, I don't remember, was I wearing a bra? I mean, I was wearing something underneath it, you know. I'm probably wearing pants most likely because, you know, I can't wear dresses without pants because, you know, well, my legs will start rubbing together and then it becomes uncomfortable and, you know, sweat and I end up rubbing myself raw. And so I had on this red and yellow and, you know, when I did my magical vetting, apparently I did a whammer of a spell on this dress as I was making it because I don't even remember how many people, if not all of them that day that were there. And see, this is another thing that got me, that kind of threw me off. Why they didn't accept me in the end was they were all so enthusiastic. And they were, I mean, it seemed to me like they were giving me positive compliments about my dress and about the power of the spell that I had placed on it that I didn't even really realize I had done. And, you know, Ryan, I think, was one of the first, and then his partner was second, and I don't remember who after that. I don't remember what line it went or what order of people, like, oh, yeah, I see what he's talking about. He's like, he went like this, talking about my dress. He's like, this is a spell. And I went, what? Huh? What are you talking about? He said, this is a spell. And I'm like, oh, okay. I wasn't sure where he was going with this.
It's basically, I can tell you. It's basically the color combination, the colors, and then the energy. You put
Woven
into
together.
Anything you do with creation.
Okay.
Creation puts energy in something. Period.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't mean to come off that strong.
That's the reason it's a good idea to try to create your own tools.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But I did not, I was kind of, I didn't know what to think. I mean, it seemed like they were being positive about it, and I was just kind of sitting there going, well, thank you, I guess.
I can tell you probably what the biggest turnoff for Brian was, and it wasn't then. It was later. It wasn't there at the wedding. Is the vessels.
Oh, boy.
The creepy hollow stuff.
Oh, boy. You're probably right.
Well, I can see it from his viewpoint. Because in a way, especially the way their website states it, which is part of what he went on, because he did go to the website.
Research it.
It basically sounds like they're trapping spirits. They're not offering them a home, because that's not the way they have it worded. The way they have it worded, if you boil it down, is they're trapping spirits.
Well, I'm sorry you feel that way, because I don't. And none of my spirits have ever said they felt that way. That's why I read out of that spirit keeping book. They can come and go as they please. They are not imprisoned in the vessels, like a lot of people seem to think they are.
Yeah, but see, dear, that's the problem. You don't get that until you've ordered from them. What's on the actual website, like I said, they don't come out and say it that way, that they're trapping. But that's the way it sounds to someone unfamiliar with it. Basically, it's koshering or imposing your will on the spirit into the thing. That's the way it comes off to people reading just from the website.
Well, excuse the flippity floppity doo-dah day out of me.
That's not on you, dear. That's on Creepy Hollow. Creepy Hollow's the one who's put the wording out there the way they did.
Because if I ever felt anything like that with any of my spirits, I wouldn't have them.
But you don't know that until after you order. That's what I'm trying to say, dear. Brian hasn't ordered, so all he knows is what's on the website.
And he takes it wrong.
Not necessarily. I've looked at the website too.
Ow.
And I can see how that would be the way most people would interpret the way the website is.
What do you want, Squeak? What are you crying about? Huh?
They're trapping spirits. That it's not offering them a vessel.
This is the kind of shit that pisses me the fuck off. When people are talked down about it. Something like that I believe in. It isn't that way at all.
I mean, dear, I don't really have a problem with it. That's not what I'm saying either. I mean, I did the exact same thing for your sword. Well, now Alicia's sword. Though I did put out the energy at the time you two switched it. To tell whatever spirit was in your sword that if it wanted to
transfer to the other one,
or
I hope it did. I hope it did. I mean, I don't know, but and I haven't really worked with it or anything, so I don't know.
Also told it if it knew another spirit that wanted it to move into the other one.
Believe me, it was.
I mean, that from what I've heard you
say, I mean, it was tricky at first for me to give it up, but.
From what you say about the booklet that you can get, It sounds like basically that's exactly what they're doing is they're offering vessels. They're not trapping. But like I said, the way the websites got it stated is they don't make that clear on the website.
Yeah, well, it deeply hurts me and pisses me off that they're assuming where they have no right. That,
They can only go on the information they have.
I know, but what I'm also saying and why it hurts me is because that means, and that's saying to me that they think that I would do something like that I would believe in something like that I would have a vessel and trap a spirit in it. Give me a break. I would never do that. So they're judging me.
No,
and that's how it makes me feel.
You're buying trapped spirits. Not that you're doing it yourself.
No, but because I own vessels that have spirits in it, and I do understand it, and I have nothing against Magnolia and Ash. They are great people, but Brian and them are never going to know that because they only know one thing, and because it's not clearly stated on the website, blah, 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 but I still own those vessels. Therefore, because of the way they always make me feel when I'm around them, especially because most of the time I've got my vessels with me, they're judging me because I have a vessel that has a spirit in it. They think I'm in the wrong because they think it's a trapped spirit. Therefore, I'm bad and evil because I'm trapping that spirit and I'm doing something blasphemous against the goddess because I own a spirit like that. And it's not that way at all. And they're never going to know because they're never going to own one because they already assume that it's the way they think it is. And it's not.
Well, I kind of think when he was thinking of still possible you being in, and the comment he made about me that he was hoping I would come in with you.
Mm-mm.
They're too trad.
Yeah.
They're way too trad for me.
And I mean, trying to be a little bit on the lighter side because you can see how angry I'm getting through this. I don't know about you, sweetie, and I see what Krista's saying, and I'm sorry that people are feeling that way when they're going to the website, but even me going to the website, that's never how I felt at all, because if I felt even remotely anything like that, I would have never bought even so much as a single damn vessel to begin with, because I am not going to trap a spirit for no reason unless it's a bad spirit. That's what witch balls are for. It pisses me off is what it does. So fuck them. They can all go to hell and fucking sit on hot pokers for all I give a damn. Brian, has a bad habit of when he casts circle, you better plan on standing for like 30 to 45 minutes or longer before he's even done. Because he don't do simple. He's got to do elaborate, complicated, speaking in a language I don't even fucking know.
That's the problem I have with trads.
Because of the trad shit.
They're too ceremonial.
Yeah, it's got to be this way.
Magic should not be ceremonial. Ceremonial removes the emotion. The emotion is what powers the spells.
I know that.
Intent guides. Emotion powers.
So?
That's the reason I love full light coloring. We mess up, especially on the closing a lot of times.
Laugh it off.
People would switch the last part. It's, the direction, the spirit or power, and then it's leave if you must, stay if you will.
Instead of
some people every once in a while would mix it up and be stay if you must, leave if you will.
Yeah.
And everyone would laugh about it.
Yeah, laugh it off,
Because it's an honest mistake. We're humans.
Mm-hmm.
God and goddess aren't going to fucking condemn us and strike us down for
messing up.
Human.
Yeah, exactly. So let's look at the silver lining. of this storm cloud here. It's lughnasa, and I am trying very hard to subdue my anger and keep this more positive. I'm not going to have my lughnasa ruined over something so stupid.
And that's the reason why.
I'm better off not being part of that coven, you damn camel. I'm better off not being a part of that coven because you don't want to walk into a situation like that where you've already been prejudged. And that probably explains why a lot of them, why I felt the way I did, around them. And I was like, okay, I'm just not going to do this anymore because this is not going to work.
Well,
so I'm better off not being part of that.
The way Full Light Coven
the goddess probably saved me from that hell.
The way Full Light Coven worked, like I said, messed so much with the way I do things. I mean, the Lord and Lady, like I said, they understand we're human.
Yeah.
That's the reason
they don't judge us like fellow humans tend to do.
It's the reason I have no trouble with sitting there taunting Thor.
Because Thor's like, shut up. I love you, you little fucker. Thor understands.
Hey, you sucker's already hit me twice.
Good. Hit him again, Thor. I think he could use it.
Any more?
Don't kill him. Don't give him the easy way out.
Well, like I said, when I'm in one of my depressed moods, it's not that they won't kill me. It's that they won't let me die. Nope. Your punishment. You get to stay.
Which for some, it's like, that's the ultimate hell right there. What do you mean I got to stay? Fuck that. I'm out of here. No, you're not. We ain't going to let you. Sorry.
Well, what would you think, Brooke?
About?
Me and my cousins were in the garage. During a thunderstorm. Lightning strike right in the driveway. Probably 10 feet away from us, if that. A nice rolling, it was weird, this rolling wave.
Oh, I would have loved to have seen
that. Of bluish light.
I would have been like, wow.
Like a ripple in a pond.
Mm-hmm.
Shocked the shit out of our legs when it come around.
I bet it did. Good one, Thor.
When I was friend of mine and I on our very first 100-mile bike ride. Actually, the only 100-mile bike ride we did together, the two of us. Lightning strike in a field about 50 feet away from us. Water was deep enough that while we were riding our bikes on the road, the water was up over.
She said I'd shit my pants.
It was up over the rim of the bike.
I'd be like, ooh, tingly, do it again.
Yeah, so we both got shocked there. Because, water's such a good conductor.
Yeah.
Then, of course, there's 12 suicide attempts. I was clinically dead twice. And there was 4 times I know of where the doctors were like, they didn't believe I'd taken what I said, how much I'd taken of what I took. That I said I did until after they saw the blood work. And then usually the comment was something around, I don't understand why you're not dead.
Oh, shit. Ooh, she's got one better. Oh, I bet you were scared, though. I'm sorry, honey. I'm not laughing about, I'm sure that was probably pretty scary. She said she had a lightning strike a tree in front of her when she was a kid, and it set the tree on fire. Now, if I was a kid and that happened to me, I'd be scared out of my damn life. I would have an instant fucking streak of gray hair in my head.
But now you see why I say, especially when I'm depressed, that it's not That is basically they won't let me die. After all that shit, and I'm still alive. Not to mention shimmying 40 feet down a telephone pole because my stepbrothers had removed the ladder. I don't know if you have them there, but they have a lot of,
You're okay. Mommy just getting her glasses.
especially smaller schools, have these large towers built where like the announcers and such sit. And this particular one had basically 4 posts and a box on top. If you've ever seen a Forrester's fire watch station similar to that, it sat up about 40 feet in the air.
And they didn't think you'd be able to get down without a ladder, but you proved them wrong.
There was about a 3-foot gap between the hatch that the ladder went up through and the pole closest to it, the telephone pole corner post. But I shinnied down the thing. I didn't fall, didn't kill myself. I've fallen out of a tree about 30 feet.
I bet they were so disappointed. They're like, ah, damn it. Because they thought they were being funny.
But all that combined, and of course there's other things. Rolling a van 3 times. 3 complete rolls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm still alive. Whereas I say when I'm in a better mood, I'm proud of my scars. It means I've lived life and survived. If I hadn't survived, there wouldn't be scars. It wouldn't have healed.
Yeah, so let's see. Since we're talking scariest things that ever happened, I don't know what would be a really scary thing that happened to me. I know there probably is some. Never had any really like scary lightning encounters, I love seeing lightning, in the sky and stuff.
Yeah, now I tell Thor he can't hit the broadside of a barn. He's tried twice and missed me both times.
Yeah. Just goes to show that the gods do have a sense of humor. Which for some reason a lot of people apparently don't seem to believe that they do, but they do. It might be a little weird, but they.
You remember the aspects of the god and goddess that we assign names to are actually creations of ours. They're little bits of the energy of deity, God, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
That represent those particular aspects of that energy.
Hey, Squeak. Hi. Squeaky down here wanting petted again.
And yeah, Thor growing up with Loki
Loki.
had to have a bit of a sense of humor.
Loki. Oh, boy.
And probably a dark one similar to mine.
Loki is, I don't know if you know much about Norse god mythology or Norse gods and goddesses pantheon. Loki is the trickster. Sometimes his tricks are not so funny.
The Native American side would be the coyote.
And, I guess it all depends on what the trick is, how intense it is, and who it's being done to. So, but Loki, most times you hear about Loki, he's a trickster spirit. So tread lightly, because his idea of humor can be a lot on the cruel side, can be hurtful, mean, and, to him, he thinks it's funny. But to us humans, not so much. I've called on him many times. I've never had any issues with him. He's never done anything to me that's given me reason to, like cuss at him or say, don't ever come around me again,
He saddled you with me.
I'm not going to even comment on that. Well, if that's the case, thanks a lot, Loki. You can have him back. But One of my books. There's one of my magic books. There's a spell you can do, like the way it goes. See, it's like Loki. It's like god of tricks and fun. Something.
No fun for him. Anyway.
Something on the run. But it's like a spell you could do to kind of like ease a difficult situation. Like if you're having like a really bad day or something and you need some pick me up, you can do this spell. I would have to dig out the book to tell you the one I'm talking about. But to me, it was a lighter side, I guess the lighter side of Loki. And in the Thor series, the movies and stuff, the guy that plays Loki, I think he's fucking gorgeous. But, some of the tricks that he plays and this and that on people, yeah, not so funny. But to him it is, In
the movies, the Marvel movies, they don't portray him so much as the true trickster. They play him more as, you might say, the spy.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, he can literally transform himself. He's what Harry Potter fans would call an animagus. He can turn into whoever he wants.
The hider.
The hider, he can deceive. He can make you think that he's your long lost aunt from, Zimbabwe or something. I mean, he, in the Marvel series, he is part frost giant. They're big, they're blue. I don't know if you've ever followed any of the Marvel movies, any of the Thor movies, but they're mean. I don't think the frost giants, do they even have a good side, or are they mostly just mean and dark and stuff in the Marvel series?
They're good for themselves. They just don't believe in warm things,
right?
Being real creatures.
Yeah.
But yeah, Deceiver is more the way they play Loki in the Marvel stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Not so much the trickster. But then the Deceiver is part of a trickster.
Now, in the Supernatural series, the guy that plays Loki, I think he's equally cute. But he is considered the trickster in that, He loves sweets. He's stupid hormonal, but then hey, that's with any guy. And he's, he can be dramatic, and stuff like that. But he does have a gentle side and this and that, and I mean, it would be interesting, when you meet the actor that plays a part like that. It's interesting to know the person, not the character so much, because they play that obviously really well. But I think it would be interesting just to meet the person and see what they're all about, because they might be like really the coolest, nicest person you can know. And then some of them are absolute assholes and you're sorry you met them at all, So be careful who you favor, because the one you favor might be the very one that's the asshole. Hi. I'm sorry, baby. I don't know what you want. Why do you keep sitting here and staring at me? I don't know what she wants. I don't know what you want, baby. Trying to pet her because, I mean, sometimes she just wants pets. She walks by and I pet her, and but Carmela, she's at least more tolerable, of course, as you know, of me picking her up. But even when I do, I try not to hold her for more than a minute or two, if that, because she starts getting restless. Sometimes I can tell when she's getting restless, because she'll start kind of struggling against me a little bit, and she'll start getting tense, like she's trying to, say, Mom, okay, let me down. I don't want to be held anymore. I don't know what you want, baby. I'm sorry. I don't know what you want. You want me to pick up and love on you, or are you just going to run away? What do you want me to do? Sometimes if I reach down for her, she'll run away. Sometimes she'll meow at me and I'm just trying to hold her. See? Like that. So, you're confusing me. I don't know if you're wanting lovies or what you want. And when, I finally do get around to cleaning the bedroom and stuff, I'll either show you the dress or I'll just put it on, just put it on over top of whatever I'm wearing so you can see it. I don't even know if it still has its magical whammy because I haven't worn it in a while. I don't guess, after a while the stuff may fade. She's purring. See, is this so bad? Is this so bad? Mommy won't hold you very long because I know you don't like it. Cat hair everywhere. Surprised I haven't freaking swallowed enough of it to swallowed a bunch of it to where I'm coughing up a damn hairball. And that's one thing I hate is because all of our cats, all 4 of them shed like crazy, as you know. So I have to be real careful when I'm petting them because sometimes if I have something sticky near me and I don't want their fur all over it, like my diamond painting, I have to be careful because, see, just took a big cluster of her fur off of my diamond painting. There you go. Mommy just setting up that piece of cardboard because I thought it was in the way. So, I was in my fear and crying spell this morning. I just started talking to Raphael, angel of healing, and asked him, please heal Kalika. Don't let my cat die. I know that if it was like Pops thinks, and she, it's possible, I suppose, that she accidentally ate a roach that was poisoned with the borax and the cornstarch. That she got very lucky that it just upset her tummy a little bit and she threw up a few times and that was it. Let me see if those pictures came through because I didn't even check. I'm sure they did though. Oh boy. Oh wow. Oh, I love it. Oh, that is so pretty. It's really nice. Well, I'm sure Bass likes it too. Yeah. It's really nice. Oh, that's a nice I like that little cabinet. That's really pretty. It's got some cute little stuff in there. I have a couple of wolf teeth. That's some of the stuff I found yesterday when I was cleaning it. It was something we got from, I forget where. I think it was one of the Yulees or something. So no, I'm sure no animal was harmed to get them or anything. It was probably one that had died, and they harvested the teeth. I've not done anything with them. Nice size cauldron. That one's even bigger than mine. Mine's decent size. It's iron too, so it's really nice. I like those. And I mean, I've had so many different, altar setups over the years, and I try to take pictures. I mean, I don't think I've taken pictures of exactly every one of them, but be right back. I'm gonna go get one of those leg warmer things to show you what that dress, kind of yarn that dress is made out of. Yeah, baby. I'm sorry, I don't think Mommy's still not guessing what you want. Was it this one? I thought it was just strictly red and yellow. Anyway, it was either just like this, or it had just red and yellow in it. But I had to use gold thread for the bottom. This is the bottom of them, and this is the top, to be able to snug them up so they didn't just, fall down and not look right. These, of course, would be handy for like wintertime. And I haven't even tried, I've never tried it, but I might even be able to possibly wear these as sleeves too, because the drawstrings, you just pull them as snug as you need them and then tie them. So this might be an interesting way to, maybe like try them as sleeves sometime, and, wear them over top of like a long, I would do a long sleeve shirt of some kind, or, thermals or something. So this wasn't taken direct. It wasn't having direct contact with my skin because, it's picky, itchy, and you saw what I went through earlier when I came out and I had my crocheted top on, and I was itching too much. So I had to change it. And since I'm having these sit out here, I got to make sure that this gold stuff isn't out where dangling and stuff, because I don't want the cats, getting a hold of it and thinking, oh, playtime. And then they end up shredding it. And then I have to, crochet another drawstring thing that I can use because usually, when you get leg warmers, like out at the stores, and all the different materials and stuff that some of them they make them in, they have a degree of elasticity to them so that they'll stay up. But generally you're supposed to wear them from like just below the knee down, to the ankle. And they're usually bunched up, and stuff. I was kind of introduced to the look a little bit myself with Xanadu, Olivia Newton-John, her character, Kira, one of the 9 Sister Muses. She wore leg warmers as part of her costume, and stuff. It was really pretty, and I liked the look, so I started wearing it when I was a kid. And tried my very best to. I think I might have gotten close a time or two, but tried to get outfits like a skirt and a top, because that's a lot of what she wore in different parts of the movie. If you've never seen Xanadu, it's a musical, it's family stuff. I mean, it's not anything like horror movies or anything like that. It's a love story. So some kids might go, oh, it's mushy. But it does have a cute little section in it with this one song that they play in the movie called Don't Walk Away, where Kira and Sunny, the two main characters, Kira becomes Sunny's muse in the movie, and they fall in love, and they're not supposed to do that because she's a muse. She's not of this earth. She's a daughter of Zeus. So it's against the rules, to fall in love with a mortal, which was Sunny. And there's this one little bit in the movie for this whole song that they become cartoons. Now that, some kids of certain age group might be like, oh, cartoon, that's kind of cute. That's kind of cool. Because first you see them as it shows a real pretty rose, and it's all animated, of course. I think it's kind of like glittery and stuff, and then it opens up. And then Sunny and Kira are standing in it, is the way they look, but they're cartoon version of themselves. Then he goes to kiss her or something, and she suddenly turns into a bird and flies away. And he's like, where'd she go? And then he turns into a bird and flies after her. And then he lands in a tree next to her, and he tries to snuggle up to her. She flies away, goes into the water, turns into a fish. So then he goes into the water, turns into a fish, and he chases her around. It's really cute. But in the end, I think they end up showing them in the rose again, and then they're in each other's arms, and they're kissing. They're human looking again, but they're cartoon. And then the rose folds back up, and then it comes back to the rest of the movie, and the cartoon bit's over. So it was just that one song they did it on, and it's a real pretty song too. It's called some of the words without actually singing it. Why do I say, don't walk away? You'll be the way you were before when you don't want me anymore. Don't turn around. Don't ever leave. The feelings that I've never shown. Maybe I'll find the answer when you're gone. Something like that. It's a real pretty song. Another one of my favorite parts in the movie, and I've often questioned if this mural actually exists or if they just did it for the purpose of the movie, and it's probably in a warehouse somewhere because it was just a section of wall. It wasn't actually part of a building or anything, but they have this mural that shows the 9 sister goddesses, and they're literally painted on this wall. Kira is in the middle, and then her 8 sisters, like 4 on this side, 4 on this side. So in the beginning of the movie, Sunny is, to kind of give you some bits and pieces, he's a painter, okay? He used to work for a company where he would paint album covers. He would make them bigger, like billboard size, so you could put them on, display them and stuff like that. And he did a damn good job, or so they make you think. That, you don't actually see him doing it from beginning to end because didn't actually do it, of course. But so he's in his studio apartment or whatever it is, and he's trying to paint. He quit the job because him and the one boss didn't get along or something or another. So he strikes out on his own. He's trying to, make his way, and he's not having any luck, so he's like trying to do this picture, trying to do that picture, and he's just not feeling it. Right. So one of the pictures, I forget exactly what one it is. I think it's a picture of a guy's face or something, not his, but like maybe, I don't know, Van Gogh or who knows. He rips it up, opens his window, throws the pieces out into the wind, You see the pieces fly and flutter. You hear this music start to play. The pieces, you see them flying through the air, and then they kind of trickle down onto this mural. And as soon as they do that, the damn thing comes alive. Like Kira doesn't come out first. I think she's like the 5th one or something that comes alive. But you suddenly see a glow around the outline of one of the sisters, and she's alive. And I think she has like long hair or something. She's in a certain pose. And then she starts moving around and doing this. And she's like, oh, wow, I'm alive kind of thing. She steps out, and then the others come and this and that. And they're dancing and they're doing this whole song is called I'm Alive. And when Kira comes out, of course, she's fucking gorgeous as always. She had like her hair was like a little above her shoulders. It was pretty blonde, nice blonde color. And she wore combs in her hair, and the combs had ribbons. It was real pretty. I loved every costume outfit they had her in the movie. But the gist of it is a love story about a mortal and an immortal falling in love, and they're not supposed to. And in the end, they end up opening this club, literally called Xanadu. And if this place ever existed, I would love to go to it even once. I would probably cry because it would be so precious to me. But they take this giant, in the movie, they take this giant warehouse and they turn it into this place, Xanadu. It's a club. And they have, part of it is a skating rink. So if you literally want to go and skate, go in, put on your skates, go for it. There's raised platforms throughout. So if you want to like have your own little dance section and, you and a partner or something, do it. Go for it. They even had, I don't remember if they had more than one, but I'm picturing at least one of them that I remember in the movie they showed. This lady had, I think she had a pair of skates on. She was wearing some type of a leotard, and she was spinning, like she had this thing, and it was like a wide ribbon. It was under her chin in such a way, and you would have to keep yourself perfectly still. Otherwise, you could probably break your neck. I don't know how they would do it. But she was spinning around on this thing that was literally hanging in midair. So basically by her neck or by her chin. It was really cool. And the costumes were beautiful. They had a bar, and everything. And there was a small like tightrope walk thing that they had a couple do a little thing on and stuff, and it was interesting. It would definitely be an interesting club. Would it be a happening place? I don't know. I'd go, but most of the people there, I mean, they were dressed like kind of nice, and this and that. And Gene Kelly was in it. So him and Sonny meet and they become friends, and together they create Xanadu. And because Sonny and Kira break the rules and fall in love and want to be together and everything, Zeus takes Kira away. And Sonny he's just devastated. He's heartbroken. He don't understand why. And that's when because he meets Kira. He actually meets Kira when he's like walking through a park or something. She beautiful sunny day. It would be interesting to find out the different places even that they filmed the movie, because there may have been more than one location. I think it would have been back in probably the 70s or 80s or something like that. Just punch it in sometime. Xanadu, the movie Xanadu with Olivia Newton-John, and it might bring up some pictures, something about it. I've got some Xanadu posters on my Amazon list that, starting with my next check, I might try to get a couple of, because I had a Xanadu poster one time. It was just a headshot of Olivia, and that thing was absolutely precious to me, and it got torn up and destroyed. I was a kid, and I was heartbroken, and I never got another one. But one day here, fairly recently, I was just, playing around and looking around online and stuff on Amazon, and I punched in Xanadu, and it brought up the posters, and I was like, oh, So I'm going to definitely try to get me at least a couple of the posters again. Don't know that I would feel comfortable putting them up here because I'd be scared to death they'd get ripped up again. But it would still be nice to have one, and to replace the one I lost many years ago. But, so when Kira meets Sunny, she's on roller skates. She's skating through the park and she purposely just like literally slams into him, crashes, and he turns around and he's like, what the, and then before he can even think, she grabs him by the head and kisses him, very passionately, smiles, and then just skates away. And he's like, what the hell, was that all about? And so he, for whatever reason, gets inspired to go back to his job, go back to work. And it's funny as hell. Yeah, it's okay. As long as you say something once in a while, I know you're still there. So he goes back to his job. His boss is there. They get into an argument right away. It's like, oh boy, here we go again. But it's part of the, humor of the movie, or what do you want to, whatever. So Sonny and his boss, like, they come to an impasse, or they come to an understanding, and then he's like, good, you're on your way to your next masterpiece. Because his boss is on a walkway kind of platform you have to go up the steps to get to, and it kind of looks down on the floor where the artists are doing their, album covers. And he throws down this album cover, and guess who's on the front of it? Olivia, Kira, with her beautiful, I think her glow, her orange outline, it's orange, her, and then she's in front of this place. It's this old, it used to be, I think they said they used to have wrestling there or something like that. So it's this old abandoned building. It's really, really, really big. It's got these weird looking columns and stuff. If you bring it up on the internet sometime and you find the posters, you'll be able to see the building, because it's the building. They show the building in the background of some of the posters with her. And then you're like, oh, okay, that's the place Janet must have been talking about. And that's the place they end up turning into Xanadu. It's fucking stunning when they get done, believe me. So he sees the cover and he's like, what? And he's like, this girl. And they're like, huh? And then he before he even starts his work or anything, he's like, who did this photo? Who did this? I don't know. And then, he goes to this photography studio, I guess, or whatever. And he knows the guy, because this guy apparently has done, photos for other album covers and this and that. And, once they get the album cover, they give it to the artist. The artist paints it, blows it up, makes it really, really big. So Sonny finds the photographer. He goes to him and he's like, do you know this girl? Is she? And he's like, I'm telling you, Sonny, she's not on my payroll. I don't know who she is. I don't know where she came from. And he's trying to explain it to the Sonny, and Sonny's not buying it. So then he kind of takes Sonny off by himself for a minute and lets somebody else take over for him, that's taking some pictures. And they got these people on stage, these really racy outfits. If you ever see the movie, you'll be like, oh, I see what she was talking about. He's like, to be honest, Sonny, he's like, I was just taking pictures of this building. I took maybe 100 shots, and in one of the frames, she just zoomed in and disappeared again. She was like there, and then she was gone. As quick as she was there, she was gone. And Sonny's like, what? And he said, the next time I saw her, it was on the contact sheets. I liked it, so I used it. And the name of that album was The Nine Sisters. Hello. So and the guy's like, do you know who she is? I don't. And Sonny's like, I don't know, but I'm gonna find out. So then Sonny ends up on this endless quest throughout the movie to find her. Puts on his roller skates, of course. Goes to the building. Trying to get in the front door, can't get in. Just like trying to look around, and all of a sudden he hears music. He's like, okay, obviously somebody's in there because I'm hearing music. So he goes around to like a side entrance or something, and he sees the doors ajar, just a tiny, tiny little bit, right? So he takes off his skates and his stocking feet. He climbs up, instead of walking up the steps, he literally climbs up the damn thing. Goes in. He sees her skating. And she's there alone. And he's like, hey, you. And then she skates by and she says, me. I've been looking all over for you. And they have a conversation and this and that. It's a cute movie, She's like, do you come here often? He's some of it's just adorable. It's like, really, Sonny, you're going to use that common pickup line, whatever. Okay, you're adorable. So, she says, yeah, I can practice my skating and no one bothers me. So she's getting a little, I don't know, sarcastic maybe, I guess, with him a little bit. But, I don't know. He meets Gene Kelly. They start talking. They buy the place. Bam, Oh, man, if you would have seen Gene Kelly's, whoa, damn. I would fucking fall the hell over if I had a house that gorgeous. It was big. It was big. There was this whole dance number that Gene and Olivia did together, and this scene, and Olivia, I remember Gene, I saw something or something, and he was talking about how nervous, or maybe it was her, how nervous she was. So he said the only way they could successfully do it was he literally sent everybody out of the room but the cameraman, and somehow they got through it, and she loved it because it's a whole little tap dance number. It's really cute. So I haven't seen that movie, and I've got it, obviously, but I haven't seen it in a while. I've been thinking about, maybe watching it sometime for like a little pick-me-up thing. But if you can, find it sometime and watch it. I don't know where you would even look for a movie like that. You might have to buy it on Amazon or something if you think that would even be something you would like. Then, of course, there's, Grease 1, Grease 2. I like both of those. Olivia was only in one. Two of a Kind. That one was, That was her and John Travolta. That one was okay, I guess. It was just, I guess it didn't get a lot of rave reviews. Mom for the Holidays is another one she's been in. And there may be others that she's been in I've never seen. But if I could have even one, just one of the outfits that she wore in that movie, all the way down to the shoes and the leg warmers, because she wore heels, but they were small, so that's something that would be doable for me. And of course, they would have to fit my wide ass feet, because, they don't exactly have a reason to give close-up shots of her feet or anybody else's, but her feet, I'm sure, were a lot more on the tiny side, so she could fit into shoes I wouldn't even dream of trying, because it would be too tight on my foot, and it would squeeze my foot too much because of the area that's too wide for its own good. But, these are just kind of, random things that I'm trying to throw in for content so I don't get too focused on anything negative. 'Cause I'm really trying to steer away from that, especially stuff that hurts me so deeply it makes me mad, makes me angry. I don't want that kind of energy around here today. And I really don't want to do this because I know I'm going to regret it. Let's see, rip in that one. Too much to type, more bad news, desperately need help. Money in it if you can help. Will only take a couple of minutes to explain. This is from Carl. Oh, goddess in heaven. Please let this conversation be brief, because I don't want to be on here for the next 2 hours because he's endlessly blathering on about whatever.
Yeah, well, we can't be on the next 2 hours.
I know.
I'd say we leave about 4.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We'll probably have to leave about 4 to get that form over there, to the place so we can do the yard sale, and still haven't even gotten the stuff together for the yard sale. So this was from Carl, saying too much to type, more bad news. Desperately need help, money in it if you can help. Will only take a couple of minutes to explain. And your couple of minutes ends up going into a half an hour. And it's like, Carl, I can't stay on here any longer. I've got shit I got to do. If we're going to do this yard sale on the 4th, 5th, and 6th, I need to get this form in today, because I don't know if you have to get it in there, a few days before. And I'm hoping that when we do take it in, they'll be like, yeah, okay, fine. And, you're fine. You're good. Okay, that's what we needed to know. So let me call this dumbass and see what the hell's up. And I won't put it on speaker, but I'm still going to try to be careful what I say, because I am live and it's public. And, I don't, I'm not trying to put our business all out there for everybody and their mom to hear about. Hey. Oh, I don't know, man. I'll tell you. I'm trying to be. Well, it just yesterday was a bad day. So what's up? Yeah, well, our money's already gone anyway. I said our money's already gone. It was gone in a day. Rent and crap, yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Isn't your motorhome thing, you mean your little camper thing, isn't that still down in Kentucky, though? Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yikes. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Right. Mm-hmm. 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 Right. Okay. 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 Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay. Mm-hmm. No. Oh, damn. Oh, I bet. Mm-mm-mm. Damn. Damn. Mm-hmm. Dang. That's a lot, though. Where you were. Right. Right. But taking your El Camino tires, man, that's messed up.
The Camino wasn't working.
Mm-hmm. 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 Oh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Okay. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. Right. Probably not. Yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. As far as I know, he's still in the kitchen, there at MCI. Yeah, I mean, he might do something in the food service. I'm not sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, I know. Mm-hmm. 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 Brooke. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Chris, will you check her eye? Because her right eye there, hold on, Carl, and she's got it closed. I don't know if something's wrong or you see what I'm saying? I hope she didn't hurt it. Sorry, I noticed one of the our cat's, Carmela's eyes was closed, and I just wanted to make sure it was okay, that she didn't hurt it somehow or something. But anyway, go on. I'm sorry. Yeah, because it really, we had a scare yesterday. That's part of why it was a kind of a bad day for me because, Krista's been putting down that cornstarch and boric acid stuff to kill the roaches, and it's working. But then we think that Kalika may have gotten a hold of one of the poison roaches and ate it because she threw up 3 times yesterday. And she was acting not like herself, and it scared the hell out of me. I was crying and everything. I was a mess because I thought she was going to die. Yeah, it may have been an overreaction, but it scared me because, and Chris said, well, we'll keep an eye on her, and if she doesn't improve in a couple of days or whatever, then we'll take her to the vet or we'll figure something out. I said, okay, but it scared me. But anyway, go on. Sorry. Mm-hmm. Well, as long as you don't mind waiting until after the 6th, because that's probably the earliest really that I could do it, because like doing it like tomorrow or the 3rd would be really rough for me. I mean, we could, but it would be rough, because I mean, depending on like what time of day and stuff you're wanting to go over there and get all that. Because, the 4th, 5th, and 6th, we're doing the yard sale. So, mm-hmm. Yeah, drive it hopefully over there. And yeah, gosh, I hope not. Right. Yeah, I would definitely, if you can, sometime in the near future, though, get you some, wasp spray or something and spray it down if you can. But, just get out of there. Like, don't like breathe any in, obviously. But, mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yikes. Mm-hmm. I know. Damn. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. Damn. Now you're stinging me in the chest? Jeez. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're vicious little fuckers. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. Mm-hmm. Bastards. Damn. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I would think not. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I understand that. Mm-hmm. 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 I mean, as far as I know, we're not doing anything. But like I said, the main thing that, I mean, I guess we're doing okay on gas for the moment. But both of us, yeah, we're definitely we're already broke. Like I said, our money was pretty much gone in a day. So oh yeah, yeah, we did. I mean, I don't know what it's sitting at right now, but I mean, I'm sure I would. I mean, I would have enough to get up there. It's just, you know, um, whatever time of day and stuff. I don't blame you. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't remember seeing anything like that, so I don't know if I did or not. Mm-hmm. 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 Right. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Uh-oh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. I don't blame you. And he's not. Yeah. Can do some damage. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just, I mean, like, thinking about it and stuff, like the third I know is going to be busy because I'm going to have to get mom her damn money. I'm going to, Maria, take her over to the bank also to get her money for her. So, I mean, I understand, your need and urgency wanting to get that done as quickly as possible. So I guess tomorrow probably would be the best day, and everything. Yeah. Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you because, I mean, someone's already taken your damn tires. I don't blame you at all, really. Mm-hmm. And go through that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't blame you. So I understand. Yep. You got stuff in there too. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, really. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. If it was me, I'd probably be thinking along the same lines. It's like, okay, you bastards already took my tires. You're not fucking getting anything else. I'll torch it first. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like it makes you wonder what the hell they're gonna target next. Hell no. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh wow. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. So. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yikes. Mm-hmm. Wow. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. 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 Hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. I bet. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So do you want me to like call you or something tomorrow when I'm up, and then we'll just figure out, what time, I can get on the road, or would that be okay? That's the 3rd. Tomorrow's the 2nd. Yeah. So the 3rd is the day that we have to go to the bank, and I have to get Mom her money and Maria gets hers. Okay. 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 Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh, okay. 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 I mean, like, I don't know, because see, if you, for instance, wanted to maybe do it sometime on the 3rd, I mean, the best I could do is call you and let you know when I'm available on that day, because I'm not sure how long all that's going to take. I mean, it's not just a simple run to the bank to get the stuff, because then I got to take Mom her money, and I don't know if there's any shopping Maria wanted to do or whatever. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, so too late. Yeah. So, uh-huh. Right. Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. Okay. 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 Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, right. Well, I mean, I could always, I mean, too, depending on what day we decide to try and do it, I could always see if maybe Maria could come with me because, she would help. That'd give us another pair of hands. We could get a lot more done a lot quicker and stuff. So, I mean, that's at least an option, to play around with. Because I understand you want to get it done as quick as you can. Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah, I bet. Yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, because like if Maria, if I can talk to her and everything, as long as we do it on a weekday, because we wouldn't be able to do it on a Saturday or Sunday because she works. So, just think on it, give a day, take a day, and then call me tomorrow or something and see. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, so do you want to just like call me or whatever when you get all that done tomorrow and let me know, and then I'll get a hold of Maria and we'll just try to see what time's a good time to get on the road. Yeah, we're at home, but me and Chris got to go here in a minute anyway because we got to get that form over to Yearling to the one building so we can do the yard sale thing on the 4th, 5th, and 6th. Yeah. Moms, yeah, because it's Whitehall and it's free. They don't charge you a fee for having it, but apparently Columbus does. And they only allow you two a year. So, after we do this one, we only have one other one we can do, and I want to do that one before it starts getting too cold, and the weather starts changing and shit. So, but yeah, that's the main major things right there is the 4th, 5th, and 6th. Yeah. Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I'll light a candle today when we get done, and stuff, and ask, please don't let nobody mess with your stuff, so we can get it out of there for you. Yeah, really. Mm-hmm. Probably because the bastards were thinking the tires were the easiest to get away with. Is probably what their fucking thinking was, bastards. Mm-hmm. Get out, exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. I bet. Fuckers. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. Yep. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You'll know it. You'll know it's your tire. Right. Mm-hmm. Yep. There you go. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I know. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think so. I'm gonna thump your ass. Yeah. Oh, I know. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go. I'm gonna go so we can get over there and get that over there. Okay, and then just call me tomorrow, and then we'll know when to head on the road. Okay. I don't. So, and I ain't got no money. I was gonna get some this time, but I ain't got no money, so I can't get none. Yeah, that'd be nice, because then at least maybe I could get some. Yeah. 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 Mhm. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, just by because she was willing to help. When we helped you move out of the old place over there on Santa Maria. And I mean, most of the time, she's just sitting in her apartment, not doing a whole lot anyway. And I mean, she gets bored. I mean, yeah, you can do your diamond paintings and stuff a little bit, but then even that gets kind of boring sometimes. She can only clean her place so many times. So, I mean, I'm sure she would be fine with it. I'll talk to her today and stuff about it. Okay. Well, like I said, we got to go, do the money thing on the 3rd, but, you know, oh, today we got to get this form. We got to get this form over to the place over there in Yearling so we can do the yard sale. And we got to start getting the stuff together probably today for the yard sale that we're going to actually take over there, try to gather it all up in one spot or something. I don't know. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. I know what you're saying. So I'll just talk to you tomorrow, okay? Okay. Alrighty. Okay. Okay. All right. Sounds like a plan. Yep. Love you. Bye. Uh-huh. Yeah. It's only going to take a few minutes to explain. Right. You betcha. Almost a fucking hour later. And what I say to that is, serves his ass right. This is karma for Carl. Because of all the shit that he's done wrong, they took 4 tires off of his El Camino, and they were really nice tires. Where he's got his storage shit at, that's where they did. He had his El Camino parked there. The El Camino's fucking trash. That was a beautiful car until he just let it sit there and rust. Like the whole front hood of it's nothing but fucking rust.
Why the hell did he have fucking good tires on a goddamn piece of shit?
Because he's an idiot? I don't know. So I'm going to go ahead and end this live for now, sweetie. I hope that you can come back on later because you know I'm most likely going to be on here later to do the rituals and ceremonies and everything if I can muster up the energy to even do one. But love you. Thanks for coming and hanging out. And blessed be, happy lughnasa. And I will, hopefully see you in a little bit or see you later or when I get on live next. Bye.